Meow. That was really weird. But hey, what's up, everyone? It's your boy Matt Diazable coming at you with some new music reviews. Thank you for coming on by. Kamsayo, arigato. You know where this is going. Today, I am checking out I'm not too sure if it's their latest, but it's the latest music I've checked out from them. And that is Xtraordinary Girls, XG, with their latest EP called Ah. My understanding, Extraordinary Girls are a Korean J-pop group that formed back in 2022. They mix, I guess you could say, Korean pop, J-pop, pop, and hip-hop or R&B into their, I guess, style of music, and that's kind of what makes them a little bit more extraordinary. I recently discovered who they were back in February 2025 when I was on tour helping out my friends in a band called the Geeks in Japan, and we were at a McDonald's, and I remember seeing this poster for these it clearly was some kind of girl group, and they looked very alien, like the marketing they were going for, very weird, very different looking, and I was like, typical J-pop group, I guess, in a sense. And my friend was telling me, no, they're actually like a Korean group, or at least the company's a Korean group, and like some of the members are Korean, some are Japanese. When it comes to the whole K-pop, J-pop world, I am very unfamiliar with it. The whole industry behind it, it's a very interesting industry, I would say, to the least. So that's how I got introduced to this band, and it's always good to check out new things, especially stuff that is outside of what I normally listen to. And so that's how we got here. And this EP is an eclectic sonic journey that weaves together, haunting atmospheres, catchy pop hooks, and hip hop influences that seem very compelling to the narrative. The EP opens with the song How, which has a very slow atmospheric feel to it with some really soft violins and soft moans and some really delicate vocals that create like a dreamlike, almost like fantasy-like soundscape that eventually kind of erupts into some really choruses that are pretty reminiscent of some wilding howling from some animals, which makes sense with the song being called How. And building on that eerie foundation, the next song, Howling, intensifies the mood with some really thick bass and forceful yet careful harmonized vocals. And I definitely noticed that, the chorus incorporates a lot of African American vernacular here, which, it sounds like a very robust chorus and everything, very engaging production. I will say I'm too on the fence about whether, them using certain African American vernacular is actually genuine or not, or if they're just kind of using stuff because it sounds cool. That's always been somewhat I think I've noticed about Asian pop when it comes to using other, I guess, words and styles from other places without really genuinely knowing how they come together or how they feel. So I'm on the fence about that. But that being said, the chorus is definitely stronger than the verses on this track. So I want to play a clip of the chorus so you get a sense of just how strong it sounds. And even though they're only using I would say one word that sounds very African American in terms of vernacular, it sounds pretty good how they're using it, and it's pretty a basic word that everyone kind of uses these days, but it sounds all right. So here's a clip.
That's how we howlin', growlin', wildin'. That's how we howlin', growlin', wildin'. Where are you now?
Not bad, right? Then you have a brief interlude with the song Space Meeting Skit that kind of bridges the sonic territories on this EP. And as the EP continues, they do some really interesting cultural fusion here, especially on the song If You Know, You Know, that melds it melds familiar K-pop and J-pop sensibility with some bold hip-hop infections. So I want to play a clip of that song right now so you get a sense of just how the K-pop world and the J-pop world kind of fuse here a little bit with a sprinkle of hip-hop to it.
If you're asking me where I wanna be, oh, somewhere a rich place beyond my dreams. It's one of a kind, out of this time, oh, na, na, na. But baby, only if you know, you know. Tell me if you wanna ride. That's it, let's get it right. Only way to get it right. If you know, you know.
I would say the chorus here is very like stand out because it has a very infectious feel to it, and it really stands out, proving that if you got a catchy hook, despite your like cultural background or whatever, or just like where you come from, you got a catchy hook. You got a catchy hook. Then you have the song "Something Ain't Right" that pushes the boundaries even further, showcasing some really top-notch production and unforgettable hooks that are quite playful when it comes to like blurring the lines of different genres. And again, their use of certain vernacular words here, not too bad in anything, but they're singing really good on this track, so I can kind of like let those things go a little bit because it's a pretty good track. And then you have the song "In the Rain," which kind of offers a bit of a moment of introspection here with some really pristine vocal deliveries that are very nice and very relaxed. I think they do a really good job of like combining and merging, J-pop refinement with some really cool American R&B warmth to create a very unique sound with this song. Then the EP takes a very sharp and I would say probably downward spiral in terms of the song "Woke Up" remix. I don't know what's up with this particular track because it's like a completely different, almost separate song from the rest of the album or the EP. It throws off the whole cohesion and I guess you would say atmosphere of the album because it's a hard-hitting rap song, but it's all like male dudes who are not in the group. Granted, it is a remix song, but none of the girls are featured on this song, and it's just a bunch of, I think, Korean and Japanese artists rapping. And for some reason, it just in the middle of the album too. If it was at the end, maybe it's a little better, but it really just throws off the whole flow of the EP, and it's not a very good song overall. The high energy, hard hitting hip hop rap vibes just don't mesh well with the other songs on this EP, and I just feel like it just throws everything off. So I want to play a little clip of this song so you get a sense of just how different and left field this comes out of nowhere.
Look at my fit, yeah, Alex number one shit. Move it like Gatsby with my stick. You be the voice in the ring. 着てる下がった T 己身をまとい着飾り我が見た街にありがとう。みんな何者でもないとからこのゲームで行くてらと原点常に頂点学習
If it was just an off single or not on this EP, it might be more enjoyable, but in the overall scheme of the EP, it's just a bad song. And then we round off this EP with the song "Is This Love," which, is a very upbeat, almost spacey like pop track that manages to balance out, the diverse influences this group has with some really refreshing authenticity. And after that other remix song, it feels like a breath of fresh air. Overall, this EP from Xtraordinary Girls is a daring exploration of sounds that challenge, different genre boundaries while delivering some captivating and diverse listening experiences, even if there's just one particular song in here that kind of throws off this whole EP. But I enjoyed this way more than I thought. I really love the R&B and hip hop influences here. It seems quite genuine that these girls and the people putting the work into this really, like, American R&B and Black culture, I would say. And it seems pretty respectful enough. And, they do some good fusion of K-pop, J-pop, and American pop culture as well. Overall, I would give it probably a higher score if it wasn't for that one remix song. But overall, I would give this EP from Xtraordinary Girls, a good and solid 7.5 out of 10. Links down below. Tell me what you think about this band. Give me some other recommendations. I'm always down for checking out new things. And like always, I will see you in the pit.